And after getting bodied the first time, the stingray was too weak to get away, so the orcas just kept violating it. And this went on for an hour and a half. Scientists watching this thought the orcas would just eat the stingray afterwards.
Got all the vibes, yeah, I got all the vibes. I can't let you run, a nigga can't let you run. This rock star life got me on another high. It's f***ing with my mind, all these drugs on my mind. I got all the vibes, yeah, I got all the vibes. I can't let you run, a nigga can't let you run. This rock star life got me on another high. It's f***ing with my mind, all these drugs on my mind.
What's good, Dark Knight gang and it's Stang gang. Today I'm about to do a video titled Why Orcas Are the Most Disrespectful Animals on the Planet. Y'all said, Brandon, you gotta learn more about these killer whales, cuz. So I'm here, man. Shout out to the gang. Everybody have a good day, have a great day, have a great week. It's Monday, it's the start of a new week. You already know what's up. Bro, click the link down in the description. If you haven't heard my song or watch the video, go check it out, man. It's the best music video I've done so far. I keep getting better and better. Anyway, I'm ready to watch the video. Shout out to the gang. Y'all know I mess with Hood Nature heavy. Oh, he changed his name. Look. The homie changed his name to Casual Geographic. He said, don't call me Hood Nature no more. All right, bro. I'm ready to hop into this video, though. Let's go.
I've been trying to tell y'all, killer whales are just waterproof black Air Forces with fins. Their entire personality is bullying every name on the ocean census for no reason at all. Let me explain why this video is way worse than you actually think. It's actually well known that orcas will tail slap their prey. It's the fastest way to make a seal join the Air Force. This video was filmed in Mexico, and there were actually 6 of these hood dolphins taking turns slapping the stingray. And after getting bodied the first time, the stingray was too weak to get away, so the orcas just kept violating it. And this went on for an hour and a half. Scientists watching this thought the orcas would just eat the stingray afterwards. Instead, when the stingray finally became past tense, all 6 orcas just watched it lifelessly sink to the bottom of the ocean. It wasn't about food or survival. Nah, these homicidal Oreos spent 90 minutes jumping a stingray because they thought
this dude called them homicidal Oreos. I'm dead.
It was fun. Orcas don't operate on survival. They live off malicious intent. They're one of the few animals that will go out of their way to torture and murk other animals for fun. They'll literally spend hours violating seals, penguins, and stingrays and not even eat them in the end, and that's another ballpark of disrespect. One scientist watched an orca chase a penguin for half an hour, snap its neck, and then leave its soul-divorced body floating on the surface. Moral of this video, sharks don't run the ocean. This steroid zebra guppy does. Only reason they don't go after people is because they see themselves in us.
Okay, what is this, guys?
Y'all starting to put way too much faith in me. If I get on here and
Hold on. He might be done talking about orcas. That's interesting, bro. No wonder why they call them killer whales. I didn't know why. I've watched a few Hood Nature videos here and there, so now, you know what I'm saying, I'm starting to understand these whales a little bit more. But he said they don't attack us because they see themselves in us. So they kind of think they human. I don't know, man, but that's crazy. They be killing their prey like that.
They'll literally spend hours violating seals, penguins, and stingrays and not even eat them in the end, and that's another ballpark of disrespect. One scientist watched an orca chase a penguin for half an hour, snap its neck, and then leave its soul-divorced body floating on the surface.
That's crazy.
Moral of this video, sharks don't run the ocean. This steroid zebra guppy does. Only reason they don't go after people is because they see themselves in us.
Okay, what is this guy?
Maybe because we feel like we run the earth, so they feel like they run the ocean, you feel me?
Y'all starting to put way too much faith in me. If I get on here and say that's a graboid or an Alaskan bullworm and end the video, what y'all gonna do?
I was gonna say it looked like a penis sticking out the...
Nah, that's a lungfish. It's a fish with lungs. Also, I think that video was filmed in Uganda, which checks out because the lungfish is found in Africa, South America, and Australia. When there's a drought or they run out of water, this air guppy will bury itself in the mud and then cover itself in a coat of mucus. When the snot sweater dries, it basically acts as a protective coffin. And like most people in coffins, a lungfish basically dies by shutting down almost every system in their body. The mummy fish will sit there until it rains again, and then it'll dig itself out like nothing ever happened. And some, like the African lungfish, can take a break from living for 3 to 5 years without food or water. All it needs to wake up from its suspended animation is water, apparently an excavator. So what did we learn today? This fish can breathe air and water and put its own life on pause for up to 5 years. Meanwhile, us humans got back pain and anxiety because evolution's a... I don't know what that is. That's the end of the video. I don't know if y'all think I just know everything about everything, but I promise you I don't. But if I had to guess, it's probably a CNN... Even though they look like plants, this thing whose name I refuse to pronounce is actually an animal. As part of the Cnidaria phylum, they're also related to jellyfish. And some of them like to remind the world that they're not plants by moving just like this. So what I'm guessing happened here is the water receded and exposed the sea anemone at the bottom. And as an animal, them shrinking away is probably just a defensive reaction to being touched. And here you can see a green sea anemone doing the exact same thing, curling up to protect themselves from what they think is a predator. I think I'm on a list now.
Hey, would you touch these things? These things look ugly. I mean, if they not
And here you
poisonous,
can see a
I
green sea
would.
anemone doing the exact same thing, curling up to protect themselves from what they think is a predator. I think I'm on a
It
list
kind
now.
of look like a
Could be completely wrong, but
vagina,
that's my-
doesn't it? Doesn't it?
You can see a green sea anemone doing the exact same thing, curling up to protect themselves from what they think is a predator.
That kind of look like a vagina. Not the whole thing, just like the
I
opening.
think I'm on a list now. I could be completely wrong, but that's my best guess. Well, I just watched Hank Green, and
Women,
apparently
y'all-
the video's upside down.
Y'all are.
This actually makes more sense.
don't know.
If you value your mental health, do not watch this video. This is the only warning you're gonna get. Meet your new nightmare, the coconut crab. Same Photoshop, this is real life. They're related to hermit crabs, but everything about them is on PEDs. They can grow to 3.5 feet long from tip to
They're on
tip and weigh
steroids,
9
huh?
pounds. Now the biggest problem with this hellspawn with claws is they believe in the worst type of equality, meaning they eat everything without prejudice. Adult crabs will eat fleshy fruits, nuts, and seeds, but they'll also eat the carcasses of dead animals like cats and chickens. In fact, a group of these crabs made an entire pig's corpse disappear in only a week. And since nature is a spiteful person, not only can they climb trees, they've been known to scale tree branches and murk sleeping birds in their nest.
Oh,
And those claws
snap,
can
okay.
break birds' bones since they pinch with about 740 pounds of force. Just for the record, the bite force of a whole ass lion is 650. This crab pinches harder than lions bite. Whoever thought that was a good idea was on disrespectful timing. Also, because of their diet, a lot of them are poisonous. These crabs are found on islands across the Indian and part of the Pacific Ocean. This last fact might be the worst one. When Amelia Earhart crashed, a lot of people believe the reason her body was never found was because a group of these crabs turned her corpse into a cookout. And considering these crabs are scavengers that will eat literally anything dead, it's a possibility.
So do they only eat things dead? No, he said they'll murk sleeping birds. So sleeping birds aren't dead either. Dang, those crabs. And he said it's stronger than a lion's bite. So if they grab your leg, it's over. So can it snap your leg off? Dang.
The whole page is really just turning into what's that Pokemon where I'm just a breathing Pokédex. And I'm okay with that. This little guy is a pygmy marmoset. It's a type of New World monkey found in the Amazon. And at 3.5 ounces, this thumb monkey weighs about as much as 3 Skittles. They're one of the smallest primates in the world, and in a jungle full of ops, they stay alive by going everywhere as a group and by hiding up in the trees.
That thing
but
is
never
cute.
up in the canopy. That's a good way to become a harpy eagle's happy meal. When a baby marmoset's born, different family members will take turns watching it, including its older siblings. Babysitting their
dope.
little brother or sister is actually how the older ones learn how to be parents. They normally get along, but when threatened, their first instinct is to proudly display their genitals and let the intruder make the next move. You wouldn't want smoke with a crazy naked dude, and that's probably why it works. Also, these aren't big grapes, that's literally how small they are. Like, they're so small they act
snap.
as insects to insects, and of course the insects don't even see them as a threat. And because I know there's gonna be that one person, technically you can have them as pets, but they're high maintenance, biting, screaming anuses that die if you look at them the wrong way. Marmosets are good pets if you know what you're doing, but for the most part they're like celebrities. They're a lot more fun to be around when they're behind a screen. Here are some things you can do in Australia that you simply can't do
This dude with the jokes, bro.
anywhere else. Number 1, you can meet Pikachu. This is a yellow brush-tailed possum. They're one of the most widespread
does look like
marsupials in
Pikachu.
Australia, so
Pikachu's
widespread
a
that sometimes
possum?
they break into people's homes. And getting Kool-Aid Man by a living Pokemon is definitely something you need in your life. Number 2, you can watch a blue penguin parade. The blue penguin is the smallest of its kind, and if you're on Phillip Island at the right time, you can watch hordes of them emerge from the sea and waddle single file like children towards their nesting sites. Like, you can actually sit and watch them waddle past you. And if you can sit here and tell me this doesn't make you smile, either you sold your soul or you just weren't born with one to begin with. Number 3, you can meet a patamelon. It's basically the kangaroo's smaller, less clouded cousin. And like roos and wallabies, they get to where they gotta go by hopping. They're just really cute about it. Number 4, you can witness Aurora Australis, aka the Southern Lights.
That does
It's the
look
result of a
beautiful.
disturbance in the magnetosphere caused by solar wind, which causes particles to release color as they become ionized. In simple terms, it's nature on LSD.
Yeah,
And number
that's
5,
fire.
of course, you can meet the world's happiest animal. Technically found off the coast of Australia on islands like Rottnest, but it still counts. They smile to cool off, and they've lost their fear of humans, which is why this exists. In Quokka, we trust. Here's some animals that have a worse birthday than you. Rabbits, because if Mama Rabbit gets pressed in any way, she'll turn her children into kids' meals. If she's afraid or there's
be
predators,
eating them?
she'll eat her babies to protect them from predators that want to eat them. Literally, just
So
pop
then
a balloon
she
around a
turns to
rabbit
a
and watch how
predator?
fast she becomes a carrot-fueled Casey. Tasmanian devils are born into the Hunger Games. Because even though there can be up to 50 babies called Joeys, the mother only has 4 nipples. So the blind babies the size of a grain of rice have to crawl around to find them. The first 4 get to live, the rest either starve or get eaten by the mother. Giraffes, and for the simple fact that they get dropped on their head when they're born. And they're lucky if that's
I
all
wanna
that
see
happens,
that.
because if the mother gets tired and sits down before the baby's out completely, she could
Look, I said I didn't want to see that, but here I go going right back to it.
either starve or get eaten by the mother. Giraffes, and for the simple fact that they get dropped on their head when they're born. And they're lucky if that's all that happens, because if the mother gets tired and sits down before the baby's out completely, she could accidentally crush it. If they survive all that, it takes them about an hour to learn how to walk, and every minute that baby's on the ground is a minute they're closer to getting put to sleep by lions, hyenas, or wild dogs. The mother will use her dinner plate-sized feet to kick at predators, but there's also the chance she accidentally kicks her baby and breaks its neck. Last is the barnacle goose, because they have two choices. They can jump off a 400-foot cliff or starve. Basically death or death in slow motion, and half the chicks that jump become past deaths by the end of the day. This is one of the smartest animals in the world, and it's also one of the biggest...
He's dropping so much knowledge. Give me a second. Sheesh.
This is one of the smartest animals in the world, and it's also one of the biggest menaces to society. The kea is a large parrot found in the mountain-ish areas of New Zealand. The kea is smart enough to solve complex puzzles in order to get the food inside.
So it's smarter
because
than
they've
you.
gotten used to humans, this bird will literally take cars apart with their beak. Every year in New Zealand, this parrot causes thousands of dollars in damage by destroying cars, and they do it
They taking
just
off
because they
rims
feel
and
like
stuff?
it. This fellow Tweety will also open and search through backpacks and purses, steal whatever they can find, and then dare you to do something about it. If this parrot steals your wallet and flies off, that's very much a you problem. They're not just
can't
opt
shoot
to
it?
people. The kea will use that razor-sharp beak to hole punch sheep just so they can eat the fat from the back of the animal. Nobody really knows who taught the birds to act like this, but it used to happen so often that the farmers started putting the birds on shirts in order to protect their sheep. Since the kea is now protected by law, they get to act up with no consequences. They'll also steal eggs from shearwater nests and turn an entire nursery into an omelet, because not even other birds are safe from the audacity. Moral of this video: this bird is proof that the smarter you are, the more of a phallus you are to everyone's way of life.
Hey bro, this is a good video. Shout out to y'all for requesting it. He always dropping so much knowledge. I be trying to soak it all in, but I'm gonna forget it by tomorrow. Except for the fact that Free Willy is crazy. Shout out to the gang. Everybody have a great day. Have a great week. Let me know what y'all thought down in the comments. Don't forget to leave a reaction request. Yeah, man. I'm about to start being more consistent, of course. Listen, bro, I'm not even gonna talk about it. Y'all gonna see. Shout out to the gang. Peace.